Good morning, KLA leaders, and welcome to the first week of CAASPP testing. So this week we are doing a spirit week, but I would strongly urge you to really think about whether doing the spirit week is going to help you or hinder you. On Monday, we have, it's a free shoe day, so you can wear whatever shoes you want. Tuesday, it's sports jersey day. Wednesday is a hat day. Thursday is a superhero t-shirt day. And Friday is a sweatshirt day. So again, really think about whether this is actually going to motivate you on the CAASPP test, or if it's going to be too distracting, then maybe you want to reconsider participating in it. But either way, do whatever you need to do to make sure that you do your best on the test, okay? Along with CAASPP testing, there's a little slight change to your schedule for this week and for next week. Let's just talk about this week right now, and then when you get to your REACH class, you can talk about next week. I just want to make sure that everybody's able to get to their classes, their correct classes, on time, and that they're in the correct class. So for example, House A and House C, so raise your hand if you're in House A. Okay, raise your hand if you're in House C. Okay. So if you're in House A or House C, you will be going to humanities and you will stay there even when you're supposed to go to PE. Okay, so you're going to stay in humanities for double the amount of class time as you normally do, and you will not have PE all week. Okay, and that's for this week. House B and D, raise your hand if you're in House B. Come on, raise your hands. All right, and raise your hand if you're in House D. Okay, House B and House D, you will not be going to humanities at all this week. Instead, you need to report to your PE class, okay? So because you'll be in PE for double the amount of time this week. Okay, can you remember that? Because House B and D, you would normally go to humanities first. So don't go to your humanities class, check into your PE class. Got it? Good. Okay, and if you get lost, you can always email me or send me a message and let me know that you can't find your class, and I would gladly help you to figure this out, okay? All right, this also means that House A and C, you will be taking the humanities test this week, okay? So do your best. You're taking a performance task and you're taking the non-performance task. Keep in mind that the performance task is always the trickiest thing. I often see the most number of mistakes with a performance task is that you don't follow the directions. They're asking you, the second part of the performance task, they're asking you to do something, to write something, to produce something, and you need to pay close attention to what it is they're asking you to write. Are they asking you to write a letter? Are they asking you to write something informational? Are they asking you to write a story? Pay attention to that, because that is the commonly missed task on all students who don't do well on the performance task. Okay, so keep that in mind. Follow the directions and know what you're supposed to be writing. House B and D, you will be taking the math test all week. So again, with math, you want to make sure that you have scratch paper, you have all of the available materials that you need to work so that you can figure out the problems and then be able to transfer it into the CAASPP test. Okay, so again, do your best on the test, but keep in mind that the test is about half as long as it's usually been in the past. It's even half as long as the interim test that you guys have been taking all year as well. Okay, so it shouldn't feel as bad. Okay, and then lastly, just want to remind everyone, we have about 4 weeks of instruction until school ends. So it's 4 weeks of instructional weeks. Keep pushing forward, get your work done, do whatever you need to do to get your work in and come to class on time, and just come to class every day, because that in itself is actually what's going to help you improve your grade, both your academic grade and your citizenship grade, okay? Especially for our 8th graders. We have some fun promotion activities planned for all of you, but you can't come if you don't meet the eligibility requirements. Got it? Good. So 2 things to keep in mind. Do your best on this test and keep pushing forward towards the end of the year. All right, KLA leaders, I hope you have a great week. And I guess I'll just see you on the grid.